Alright, I'm going to make this statement January 5th, 2011. If the San Diego police or anybody approach me, whether they just approach me, arrest me, try and petition me, or whatever, this is in reference to organized stalking. Because I'm about ready to start exposing this crime to the public, physically. So, what they're going to do is trying to discredit me. And they're going to try and accuse me of exposing this in an illegal way. So understand this and be clear. If at any time the San Diego police attempt to try and question me, petition me, arrest me, or whatever, I will make no statements to the San Diego police or any doctors or anything, except for the simple fact that I'm going to say, my name is Leslie Williams, I am being gang-stalked by the methods that are described at www.gangstalkerworld.com on their techniques page and on Google and YouTube. That's all I'm going to say. See, because what they do is that they'll transmit electronic harassment, which there's a law in Michigan about it, Maine about it, and it can be understood by going to Wikipedia and typing in electronic harassment and reviewing the microwave auditory effect and then the external links on that page. And what they'll do is provoke a target along their path every single day by physical gang stalkers who will engage in physical gestures to make you feel like you're being stalked, and that in turn makes you feel harassed. There's an organization called Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance, and the surveillance is actually the stalking, and the covert harassment is the physical gestures. And so what they'll do is provoke a target through these means every single day, and then they'll use electronic harassment on them as well, on top of cyber hindrance, cyber espionage, getting the business community to harass them as well, including security guards of businesses like you would not believe. The whole goal for them is to tear a target down, mentally, psychologically, physiologically, financially, and emotionally. And this is all done to try and wear the target down so the target breaks down and calls 911, because that's where they exploit the Medicare. And all the money that's exploited from the Medicare gets built back to the people that took a role in breaking them down and taking them to the hospital, the fire department, EMS syndicated individuals, the doctors. It's literally flat out on the manifesto that they're connected to the police, hospitals, doctors, psychiatrists. It's flat out on the manifesto, okay? Judges, lawyers. It literally flat out says that the best place they like to trap targets is in the court. They call it mincing the meat. The target being the meat and the court being the mincing. So, what they'll do is provoke a target through physical assaults, the harassment, and then the electronic harassment, which is nothing but dialogue that's literally transmitted towards a target in a target's geographical location that only a target can hear. A good preliminary way to start understanding what electronic harassment is go to YouTube and listen to all the electronic harassment videos. And then, for a preliminary introduction, look at the audio spotlight and how it works. That'll give you an idea of how they're able to transmit the electronic harassment. Now, so what they'll do is subject the target to physical harassment by organized stalkers, sabotaging everything they try to do on the internet, which causes frustration and provocations. Then they provoke them through the electronic harassment by harassing them through electronic means, through repeated statements, repeated dialogue that's nothing but provocative. They try to cultivate hate in the target for a target to feel in reference to what's being said towards them. So at times the target might say things to them, even though they can't see them, but they get so frustrated because of what's happening towards them in every area of their lives. Then they're electronically harassed about everything that they do, and the people who are perpetrating the electronic harassment do it from a distance so you can't see them. So since they figure they're being harassed, they might as well say something to them. So I have said things to them in the past while I'm being electronically harassed. And so I don't know if they have ever literally, because these individuals will do anything and everything they can to try and trap a target, to protect what they're doing, who they're involved with, what they're involved in, and what they're doing, and who they're connected to. They'll protect the syndicated cops like you would not believe. Because then, you know, the cops don't want to go to jail for one. You know what happens to police officers in jail? So what they'll do, and it's even online that they tape record statements that a target will make on their cell phone. So if you don't think that they won't tape record any statements that a target makes in relation to a target responding to the electronic harassment, think again. And they just might streamline any verbal statements that a target makes in reference to the harassment they're hearing through the electronic harassment. If you don't think they won't record that and then streamline it into a possible meeting that a target has with a syndicated cop once the syndicated cop arrests a person, think again, because they want to try and make it appear that the target's out of control. So I am telling you this today, fellow American citizens. If I am ever arrested by the San Diego Police Department, or if I am ever petitioned into a hospital, I will make no statements. I will not act out in any way, shape, or form. I will make no verbal statements that are provocative in any way unless I'm assaulted. I will not do any of these things. The only thing that I will state to any doctors or police officers is that I'm a target of gang stalking, and in order for you to understand what gang stalking is, go to the internet at www.gangstalkingworld.com or Google it. Because they want you to open up about what gang stalking is, so then they can then either tape what you're saying or make statements in their police report that person says that they're being stalked by people they don't know. Person seems mentally unstable. This is literally what they do. Literally. I mean, I'm showing you a lighter right now. This lighter exists in space and time. I cannot deny the fact that this lighter exists. I mean, it exists in space and time. I can't lie and say this lighter does not exist. It's in front of my face and I'm holding it with my hand. Okay? It's truth that this lighter is here right now. Well, when I tell you that this is literally what these syndicated police officers do, it is as much as a reality as the lighter I just got done showing you. Literally. This is literally flat out what they do. Okay? And if you don't believe that San Diego police officers aren't corrupt, I want to make a statement here for people that they can even go back and literally find online. On December 31st, 2011, New Year's Eve, I was at a McDonald's and I was reading the San Diego Union Tribune. And they were doing an article in there about how many San Diego police officers have been killed in the line of duty. That was on the bottom part of the page. And then on the top part of the page, it also had a big feature in there about how many San Diego police officers had been arrested in the year of 2011 in reference to the criminal activity they had been involved in. It got to the point where it has been so bad and so many police officers have been arrested, even some sent to jail and fired. It got to the point to where it was happening so much they had to even do an article about it on December 31st, 2011 in reference to what's happened over the year. That's how many San Diego police officers are involved in criminal activity. And if you don't believe some of them aren't still out there that are doing this, understand this and be very clear. Laura Zizzo, the detective who handled the assault, she is 100% connected to this syndicated expedition that's going on towards me. A detective by the name of Bonnie, who gave me his card, I don't know his last name, and 3 other police officers. A Lieutenant Stewart, who was the boss of the sergeant who came out to, who did totally not take a report from me on August 18th, 2011. And the officer, I forgot his name, I got them all written down. I'm going to tell you something right now. I know of right now 5 police officers who have engaged in direct gang stalking activities towards me since I've been out here in San Diego since late August. Okay? Directly. I got their names, their badge numbers, literally. And I don't know how clear to say it to people except for just to let them know that when I start exposing this crime physically through legal means, through appropriate means, my behavior is going to be appropriate each and every time I attempt to expose this by doing physical things in legal avenues. They will come after me for it because they don't want it to be exposed. Literally flat out, and they'll come after me and accuse me of this and that and that and this, and so whoever approaches me will be directly connected to this expedition. It doesn't matter if they use a buffer like a student or somebody who says they saw me doing this or that. Whoever they use to approach me, to accuse me of anything, to start an incident, to try and get me to open up about what happened, whoever approaches me, understand this and be very, very clear. It will be the direct, concerted effort of people they use to approach me as a result of the stalking aspect of gang stalking, which is also called organized stalking, in order to be able to try to develop a street theater, which is a tactic that describes what gang stalkers do, in order to be able to try and contain me, to discredit me because of what I'm exposing. Okay? They would try and call me crazy, mentally ill, unstable, on drugs, whatever excuse that whatever excuse that they can use in order to discredit me, in order to deflect the truth of what I'm exposing. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. Today's date is January 5th, 2011. Oh, and I wanted to make sure that I help out people understand something. I at no time ever will make any statements to any doctor or San Diego police officer or anybody, EMS personnel, doctors, hospital staff, county mental health, social services, or whatever. I will make no statements to them except for the statement of, my name is Leslie Williams, I'm a target of gang stalking. In order for you to understand what gang stalking is, go to www.gangstalkingworld.com and thoroughly review that website and their techniques page, and you can also Google gang stalking. That is all that I will say at any time. My behavior will be appropriate for each and every interreaction relationship that I have with anybody they bring along my path. Literally. Because if they have audio taped any statements that I have made to them as a result of being electronically harassed by them, they'll audio tape that and streamline it into a supposed meeting and interaction that I might have with a San Diego police officer, a doctor, county mental health, because they literally do these techniques. I've literally read targets' blogs where they have been accused of been acting out in at places they steered them to, and then used extreme lies about their behavior once they were in these places in order to discredit them. This is literally what they do. So I'm making statements today to help people understand what they do, okay? To expose them in reference to the nature of how they treat targets and what they do to targets and how they discredit targets in order to protect what they're really and literally actually involved in. My name is Leslie Williams. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me at all, except for the simple fact that I'm a victim of a crime, of organized crime by these syndicated individuals that are in the system that will use their job descriptions to discredit me, to deflect you from the truth about what's happening